Bitcoin has recently experienced a severe drop, and many analysts believe the bull market has ended. However, this chart tracks the position changes of Bitcoin whale addresses, recording the 7 days and 30 days holding changes of addresses holding between 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin. Simply put, this is the whale activity we often monitor. We can see that since October, despite Bitcoin experiencing significant declines during this period, whales have been continuously accumulating since early October. Even when the price dropped like yesterday, whales are still accumulating. Over this past month, whales have increased their holding from 3.424 million Bitcoin to 3.515 million Bitcoin. So what does this really mean, and what is the whale's true strategy behind these continuous purchases? One piece of evidence speaks for itself. Hello everyone, I'm For Crypto. Welcome to the For Crypto Show. Let's dive into today's video content. As we all know recently, Bitcoin and the entire crypto market experienced quite a significant drop. Bitcoin started declining on November 14th and in the past 2 days briefly fell below $90,000. The fear and greed index once dropped to 9. That is the most fearful number this year. However, if we look at the buying activity of whales holding 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, we can see that on November 16th, the total whale holding were at 3.505 million Bitcoin. But by November 17th, it increased to 3.515 million Bitcoin. So it's a single day increase of near 10,000 Bitcoin. And now, if we zoom out to the larger time frame, right, this chart shows the whale balance. So it's the total balance increases and decreases of whales, right? So we can see that from the low point on October 6th, the total whale balance was at 3.424 million Bitcoin, and now it has reached 3.515 million Bitcoin. So during this past month, Bitcoin has been in a downtrend, right? Starting from October 6th, Bitcoin dropped from $120,000. But whales also started rebounding from the bottom on October 6th, continuously accumulating within the past month. In 1 week, they have accumulated nearly 100,000 Bitcoin, equivalent to approximately 10 billion worth of accumulation. So we have a objective data back effect where prices are declining, whales are accumulating against the trend. So what does this phenomena indicate? Next, I will share my personal explain. Alright, so I will use statistical correlation method to analyze the potential impact behind this whale buying behavior by collecting the historical changes in whale total balance and Bitcoin's historical prices. We can calculate the correlation between these two factors and to determine whether whale buying is truly correlated with Bitcoin price. So whether Bitcoin tends to rise when whale total balance increases, right? So we extracted data from time period of September 5, 2020 to November 17, 2025. Analyzing a sample of 1,888 days, the research revealed as a result. Whale holding and Bitcoin price shows significant positive correlation. The long-term correlation falls between 0.45 to 0.57. However, we found that in low and high price ranges, the correlation becomes negative, right? So we found that in the low price zone, which is $10,000 to $27,000, the correlation is negative 0.231. And in the median low price zone, which is $27,000 to $43,000, the correlation is close to zero. In the $43,000 to $66,000 range, the correlation is also near zero. But in the high price zone, which is $66,000 to $125,000, the correlation is again negative 0.1173. So this proves what we're seeing right now. The whale's contrarian investment strategy. At low prices, the lower the price goes, the more whales buying. So it is negative correlation. And at high prices, the higher the price goes, the more whales selling. So it is also negative correlation. So the lower the price, the more whales buying. So it is how it is. That is what we found out. And we also discovered that the 30-day whale holding trend percentage has some predicted power for future 30-day prices. If the 30-day whale holding trend percentage is positive, it means whales are accumulating, indicating a bullish outlook for the next 30-day prices. Looking at this chart make it clear. When a 30-day whale balance trend percentage is greater than 0, the probability of Bitcoin price increasing in the next 30 days is around 61%. You can see this chart below more clearly because in the 1800 days sample, there were 983 days when the 30 days whale balance change percentage was positive. Out of those 983 days, Bitcoin went up on 589 days afterward. That means out of 983 days, this prediction method was successful 589 times, giving us a 60.8 98% success rate. All right, so probably you guys already understand the whale phenomena and the definition that we found out right now. But the question is, what is the situation right now, right? So currently, the 30-day whale holding trend percentage is sitting at positive 5%, right? As we can clearly see from the earlier chart, over this past month, whale holding have been in an overall upward trend, and this is objective data. So this uptrend very likely indicates the next 30 days could be also show an uptrend on the Bitcoin price. I'm not saying there will be necessarily be a massive surge, but that could possibly be a rebound market ahead, right? So this is my personal opinion. I believe there is a strong possibility of a rebound in the next 30 days. More precisely, there's a 60% probability of a rebound occurring in the next 30 days. This is what we call Bitcoin whale's true plan: accumulate first and then the price up, right? And it's not just this one metric either. Let's look at another indicator. And this indicator is the advance decline ratio. This matrix is calculated by dividing advanced coin by declining coins to get a ratio. From our historical observation, we noticed that when this value falls below 0, it followed by a series of rebounds. The last time the value was below 0 was on September 25, and we released a video on our mentoring channel saying that a rebound might be coming, and after that, Ethereum indeed rebounded by 24%. And the time before that was on June 22, and after that, Ethereum rebounded by 134%. It is a major rebound, right? Now the advanced decline ratio has fallen below 0 again. Based on my past experience, I believe that the market is quite likely to rebound again. However, all of this is my own personal research with data source from CryptoCoin, Glassnode, and other data websites. Some might copy that manually, some are downloadable file. But anyway, I just want to ensure that I'm being serious in my content analysis. But this is just only my personal research and cannot be used as trading or investment signal, nor is it financial advice. Alright, so rather than giving you guys all this complicated analysis and research result, let me simplify this for you. Let's go back to the basic and talk about the fear and greed index. Is the current data showing panic or greed? It's actually very simple. We just need to open CoinGlass every day and search for fear and greed index. A few days ago, when I saw the fear and greed index hit 9, I immediately knew that the market sentiment was extremely bearish. Everyone was saying that, oh, we're going to entering the bear market, right? But here's the thing. When this kind of situation happened, I'm not saying we're definitely entering a bear market or not. What I'm saying is that when this emotional extreme occurs, it usually signal a potential rebound is coming, right? We're seeing this pattern countless times before. We have actually referenced a research paper before that proved this point. This paper studied trading based on fear and greed index. They bought when the extreme fear occurred, and they saw when extreme greed occurred. And after 2 to 3 years of backtesting this strategy across different markets, whether it's European stock, American S&P 500 stocks, they found that the returns ranges from a low of around 40% to a high of over 70% annualized return. So which just mean that if you simply just bet against sentiment, meaning you trade opposite to the market, research has proven that you could potentially achieve up to 70% annualized returns, right? So I'm trying to bring objective research to support the idea that a rebound is very likely coming. So that's today's video content. This is not financial advice, but if you like my analysis, you can join my Discord to check out the signal bot that I created. So the link below. This is all for today's video. Remember to smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much.